Hey folks, hope your day started off well. I'm Don, this is Rockin' the Country. I'm doing James and the Shame, their song Small Man. I don't know the song. I don't think I've done anything by them before, and what a name. And it was requested by True2553. So True2553, shout out to you. Thank you for this request, my friend. All right, let's get into this. Here we go. Ready.
First time I ever saw my grandpa was a trip way up north to Michigan. He lived on the rocky shores of a Great Lake, but to me it just looked like the ocean.
Yeah, it's a big lake.
We called him Grandpa, then his last name, a formality to keep him pushed away. So when he said, "You can just call me Granddad," this little boy didn't know what to say. Married 7 times, twice to my grandma, sent us meat and cheese for Christmas, but hardly ever called. Never took me fishing, no wise words of advice. A small man on a big lake, covered over with ice.
Oh, I can relate to some of this.
Second time I ever saw my grandpa, picked me up in his big blue Ford. Said this town's got it all backwards. There's more churches than liquor stores. Turns out that's the last time I would see him.
I wonder if this is true.
Handshake, not a hug to say goodbye. Didn't make the trip for my wedding, and he never looked my boys in the eye. Flew planes in the war, at least that's what he said. Couldn't really trust him, according to my dad. Never.
All right, I got to hold up here too, because I don't know where this is going. So far, obviously the depiction of his grandfather is less than flattering, to say the least. But I don't know if it's going to, one of these where it turns around and says, that was my perspective, but here's the good side. Maybe not.
Told him that I loved him, never felt quite right.
Yeah.
Small man on a big lake, covered over with ice.
Metaphorical.
Found him in a ditch on the roadside, his frail body frozen in the snow. My dad went along to the funeral. He said, "Son, there's no need for you to go." Married 7 times, twice to my grandma, sent us meat and cheese for Christmas, but hardly ever called. Can't say I ever knew him, but can't say I ever tried. Small man on a big lake, covered over with ice.
That was a fascinating song, because he didn't sing it with anger, but the things that he said, talked about, wouldn't necessarily generate anger, but it would generate certainly confusion, sadness, forlorn. I mean, you like the certain parts of it I can relate to in ways. where he didn't get it. He wasn't given advice by his grandfather. His grandfather had it backwards. His grandfather said there are more churches than liquor stores. He would have preferred the opposite. Tells you something about his drinking habits and spiritual habits, I suppose. And no hugs. Like when I saw him for the last time, it was just a handshake. I understand that. Some folks just don't hug. They don't have that emotional desire to give or even receive. They're just, arms down at the side type deal. But it's, I'm a hugger. I got a hug. And, when I see my girls or boy, it's got to. My bro hug with my buddies. We go to a ball game, whatever. We're all amped up, anything. But when we say goodbye, it's like, bring it in. And we all love that, It's, but not everybody has that. I don't relate to it. I can't really condemn it. I wish it was otherwise because it's nice being close to people. But this song here, when he said his own father said, "There's no need for you to go." Married 7 times, tells you what he was like. He was difficult to be with. So, man, but I mean, the song moved right along. I mean, the storytelling moved right along. The cadence of it was just kept you hanging in there. And for a song, God, I don't know if this is a true story or not. I mean, I'm not going to rate it. I can rate it, I guess, but normally I did, when something's an homage to someone, it's in a favorable light. This was an unfavorable light. But it was different because it wasn't like throwing the guy under the bus out of anger. It was just telling a story as he saw it about his grandfather. I think this is somebody's true story because, one, I can relate to parts of this. Not that the characters are different in my life, but I can relate to parts of what he's saying in this. It isn't just something you'd make up. I don't think. I mean, some people are very creative and they can make stuff up. It's like when you hear somebody say, "You can't make that up." It's like, well, yeah, we make up a lot of stuff in life. True 2553. All right, I'll rate that song. Oh boy. The number that popped into my head was an 8.9. On intrigue alone, that was a very uniquely written and produced song, as well as performed. But the producer would have had a lot to do with that. So, all right, guys, there you go. That was different. James and the Shame. Maybe the name of the group sort of is fitting for this song or vice versa. The Shame. Maybe it's James and the Shamers. All right, guys, have a great day. I'll see you on another video. Keep rocking the country.